I haven't done one of these in so long, and I'm drawing Angel Morgan right now, my non-binary OC, for Art Fight, because I need more drawings of them, and I need more of their boyfriend, Miles, which is my trans OC. But, oops. But I have said so far, while drawing this character, that I have only drawn one other time. Well, technically two, but one other time within like a full kind of rendered piece, and they were with their boyfriend, so they weren't like, it wasn't just a standalone drawing of them. I love them. I didn't realize how much I love this character. Originally, I just really made them because I realized that I didn't have a lot of diverse OCs, and I didn't have a non-binary OC, and for anybody who cares to listen, I fucking love non-binary people. I think they're fucking awesome. Most of them, anyway, that I have heard of or seen are fucking awesome. I hope I'm doing this hand right. I think I am. But, so, yes. But this is the gacha reference, because I made them in gacha. Like all my other OCs for Comfort Zone, they were made in gacha. Y'all can't judge me. I feel like this hand is turning out horribly, but it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. The focus of the pose is not on the hand, and I don't really give a shit if my hand looks good anymore. I don't need to be that much of a perfectionist. Why do I feel like... Did I do this wrong? I think I did this wrong. Because my brain is wanting to fill in that this hand, this finger, is supposed to come from over here. And if I do that, I feel like it would look a lot better. Just right after I said I wasn't going to be a perfectionist about this, I'm being a perfectionist. Lovely life of an artist, I guess. I can't escape it. I've gotten pretty damn good at drawing hands compared to what I was, especially when I'm freehanding this shit. Y'all, if y'all ever feel like stuck with poses and stuff, I recommend guidelining, which is what this is an example of. It's basically where you take a pose reference. I'm gonna take this off real quick. Where you take a pose reference and you draw over it, so you get a rough idea where everything's gonna be, breaking down your shapes and stuff like that. I did that for this, and then I took and I made my own rough done of that without it underneath the reference, and then I took and I made this pose from it, which I do recommend doing it, because I got stuck in the loop for a while. This is the reason I have such bad imposter syndrome when it comes to my art. So do be wary that it does get to be a crutch at some point, and you do have to force yourself to break out of that habit, just so you can feel better about your art. At least I did. At least I had to. But yeah, now I can relatively easy make poses with reference, which I love. I love that for myself. Okay, their glasses are going to be difficult. I always forget their glasses. Which, theirs should be easy because they're just fucking circles. They're just circles. And nothing to be scared of. I figured I'd do a drawing out for my YouTube people. My YouTubians, as Kenji would say. Because I haven't done one in a while, and I have not made a video on this OC yet. I may very well end up doing that if I get that obsessed with them, and knowing myself, I probably will become obsessed with them after this piece, because oh my god, they're amazing. I love them. Dude, nothing's worse than accidentally misgendering your own fucking OC. I almost did that like a couple times. I'm not gonna fucking lie. It's definitely a struggle, especially when you're so used to one thing, to kind of change that, and mistakes happen. Mistakes happen. I don't know what I want to talk about in this drawing yet. I feel like I could talk about quite a bit, to be honest. Something that's fresh on my mind is the funky frog bait situation. Now, I adore funky frog bait. They are amazing, awesome, cool, so on and so forth. But recently, there's been a situation, and this situation, I have really no horse in the reins, as they say. I guess I have really no reason to talk about, but like I'm not a black person, so I can't say that I feel a certain way or don't. I feel like that would be pretty rude of me to say. But I don't know what I was trying to say there. Anyway, I feel like with the situation, I feel like it's been very blown out of proportion. I feel like it's been very, like, taken out of context for the situation, because if you watch the actual clip, what Funky Frog's Bait's saying about it isn't wrong, and it's coming from a genuine place of ignorance to the tweets Goosework made, because they had no clue about that, and I wholeheartedly believe that they didn't have a clue about that, which is completely fine. You know, people make mistakes, and I feel like they did do a pretty good apology, given the fact that a lot of other YouTubers and influencers, when they're called out, y'all don't even get that much. From like a situation this small, y'all wouldn't get shit from any bigger YouTubers. At least not from the apologies that we have seen in the past from other influencers. So, I definitely think that it is being blown up a little bit too much. And Funky Frogbait's been like a person that's very loud and open about a lot of different topics. So seeing them actually be able to take accountability, and they didn't just do one apology. They made another, like, two that I've seen, because I was watching a video and they commented under that with another apology, and honestly, they've done the best apologies I've ever seen from an influencer, to be fair. I remember, like, watching the situation, the clip in context, and they don't go right back to the game. They continue to kind of ramble on about it for a little bit. So you can definitely see it's coming from a place where it's something that they're passionate about, and I definitely have moments where, you know, if I get really passionate about something, I tend to do the same fucking thing, and I want to jump to defend it without even like a second thought. You know, it's like if you have a best friend and they do something wrong, but you're not aware of that wrongdoing, that you want to go to bat for them, or a stranger that you see and you only have certain context clues, and you're like, oh, well, this is the situation that they're being called out for is like not really what I think should be a cancelable reason, because they were talking about specifically the cancellation of Gooseworks over their reaction to their animated series being leaked, with Gooseworks saying, "Oh well." You know, that's what they were talking about. They weren't talking about the racism allegations. They didn't have a clue about them, and they clearly aren't the type that would knew about them, because from what I've seen and what I've heard, those tweets are hard to find. Specifically, very hard to find. I think you guys should watch Danny Janko's video. I hope I'm saying his name right. Probably not. But I think he had a really good take on the situation. I feel like with certain tweets and stuff like that people can make, especially if they're like really old, people can definitely change from those. Although it's not me as a white person's, I'm not able to accept the apology, and it because it's not me that's being targeted in those tweets. It's not my race that's being coming after. I want to make that very known, that I'm not in any way, shape, or form accepting the apology. I just think that, you know, I think that they made a relatively decent apology video, and they did a pretty good job trying to actually take accountable, because they said that they, after stream, went and found the tweets for themselves and stuff like that. I just feel like the situation's being overly blown up. I feel like I've made their body too tea. I feel like I've made Angel's body too tea. Oh well. Oh well, they body be tea. They body be tea. Like I said, I haven't drawn Angel much, so this is honestly my first time drawing them and actually drawing them. Okay, their body is hella tea. Their body is hella tea. Oh no. Let's fix that just a little bit. I don't want them to have that tea of body. That look better? Oh yeah, that looks better. Okay, I'm probably gonna have to erase this when this part comes up. Yep. Right now, if you guys don't know what part of the process for me I'm working on, this is still the sketch, or what I'm going to probably be making the sketch. And for my process, I'm going to just go back to talking about my art process, because I honestly, with the Funky Frog Bait situation, I think I do have interesting opinions on certain shit like that. I feel like I try and look at it from both perspectives pretty well with situations like that, but for the most part, sometimes I know I can be misinformed, and I don't know the full situation. I think I know the full situation with the Funky Frog Bait situation, because I've watched the clip. I know what people are pissed about. I know why people are pissed about said thing, and I can understand it. But I can also understand Funky Frog Bait's perspective, because they clearly started rambling and trying to defend something that they had no context for. And the biggest crime Funky committed was being misinformed and ignorant on the topic. And that's it. That's like the only thing they're being canceled for, pretty much. Now the people going around saying that they're racist because of this are just fucking dead wrong. They're just wrong. Because if being misinformed is being racist and willfully racist, you would be able to tell. If they were actually racist, you'd be able to fucking tell, because they would have done it with intent. They would have done it maliciously, and they would have had the intention of doing it maliciously. It wouldn't have been, I don't know what I'm trying to say there. Genuinely, I should shut up. Should probably shut up, because, okay, they just do a box, which makes it hard to figure out what the actual hand would look like. I gotta fucking... This pose would be so fucking hard to do. Okay, their thumb's gonna kind of come out like that. Not like that. Not like that. Oh well. We're just gonna hope that their clothes hides. We're gonna hope their clothes, or I can get their hair to hide that part. Okay, I think the sketching process is done. I think that process is done. Now for the hair, I'm gonna have to open this up. I hope my audio is good enough here. We'll see. That could also be another problem I'm having with this piece. It's right here. I'm kind of thinning down their neck just a little bit. I feel like I made their neck a little too thick. Oh yeah. Oh fucking yeah. Fuck yeah. Slay, bitch. Slay. What is wrong with me? Genuinely. I have fucking issues. Called being chronically online. Cough, 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 cough. Cough, cough. Cough, 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 cough. Okay. There we go. I accidentally put that on my sketch layer and I just was not fucking bothered. Was not bothered. Couldn't be bothered. That's the right saying. I couldn't be bothered. Not that I wasn't bothered, I just couldn't be bothered. Their hair is gonna give me nightmares though. If y'all know me, I hate I hate drawing characters with like no bangs or relatively no bangs, because then y'all get to expose their forehead and I'm just not the best at it. But oh well. I think when I was going into making Angel, a big problem I was having with them is trying to make them look gender ambiguous, like they don't have a gender, because I didn't want them to be leaning on one side or the other. I wanted them to be a perfect middle, which I know is quite hard to achieve, because sometimes people just have more feminine facial features or more masculine bodies. So I've tried to kind of balance it out with their character by giving them a more femme feeling face, but a more masculine vibe to the bottom. Haha, I said bottom. Ha ha ha. I also, with their hair, I wanted to do something weird and kooky, and that's how I settled on this hairstyle. Because I didn't know what to draw for their hairstyle, and I also, this is going to be a big shock for some people, hate drawing, I hate drawing short hair, like manly short hair, and I try and avoid it at all costs. But with their boyfriend being trans, a trans man, I need to get better at drawing more masculine feeling hair, because I know that a lot of people who are trans, especially trans female to male, do struggle with a lot of feeling too femme in a way, just like how the opposite applies. So I didn't want to give Miles long hair, because I feel like if I gave him long hair, he would end up looking way too fucking feminine, and I just didn't want that. I didn't want that. I've been trying to, in drawing these characters, I definitely try and listen to actual fucking voices in the community of trans people and people's perspective on that. And I know that I've found a couple videos saying that the people don't like how some people don't like how top surgery scars are drawn, and others have problems with trans men being drawn as too feminine, too femme, or being like weak. So I wanted to kind of not do that, and in not doing that, I have my boy Miles created. I created him in trying to listen to those people. I had to pause for a second because people were near me, and my house has thin walls, so you can hear anybody if as long as they're by you or in like a different room. You can hear people out in the fucking front room from my room, which is all the way back in the back. So yay for that. I hate their hair. I wanted to do something funky with it. Because I know I see a lot of non-binary people, and they always have cool funky hair. They always have funky hair, and I love it. And I wanted to give them funky hair. A lot of my hairs in my art, if you have not noticed, I'm very loose and sketchy like with it. I try and be loose and funky with it. A lot of sketchy lines, and I do that for a reason. I feel like hair is like really flowy and can be very messy, so I like having that sketchy look when it comes to my hair in my drawings, because I feel like it looks better. Okay, I feel like this kind of breaks here and goes over the glasses. I have glasses, so I should know how to draw glasses. It should be a requirement that I just automatically know how to draw glasses, having glasses. But you'd be wrong. I feel like I've accidentally ended up stunting myself quite a bit on certain things because I avoided it for so long. So if you're an artist and you want to improve, try and open up your lens. It definitely helps. Open up your broad of things you draw. And one fun way you can do that to make it fun for yourself and not hella boring, make it something that you will actually enjoy drawing. Like having an OC, so you draw it more. That's my advice. Don't tell me. Okay, it's nothing important. I just saw this line and I was like, oh, please don't tell me that I drew on my sketch layer, on my reference layer. Nope. Okay, their clothes are gonna be fucking hell to draw. Of course I had to give them some dapper drip. They had to have that fucking funk-ass drip. That's the right terminology. Right? No. Whoa. That has some crazy pressure to it. Now I gotta find what size brush I was at. Gosh dang it. Good enough. Okay, then... So they have this little collar piece here, which we continue. And then they have this kind of necklace-like thing, which breaks off into a W. Whoa. Take and do this. Is that little detail even fucking worth it? Is the little detail even nearly as worth it? Probably not. Probably fucking not. I'm gonna do it anyway. But it's probably not worth it. Then we're gonna go here and make this, because that's the black part of their top. That's the black part of their top. And then their top also has this little design to it. I had to give them a tank top. I had to give, not a tank top, a crop top. I just had to give them a crop top because I thought it looked cool. And then here, add in the definition of said top. Oh, I have to do the mesh on their hands too. That's gonna be fun. Not. That's not gonna be fun at all. I hate the fact that I made them so dripped out, but they look so cool. Ah, the drip. Think of the drip. Think of the drip. Think of the drip. I'm making myself draw stuff that I'm not used to in order to kickstart my ass into drawing it more often. They have a little bunch on their shoulder. I have a little bunch on my shoulder. It's on both of them actually, so I have to draw it over here too. I could have made this an asymmetry piece, but no, my dumbass decided not to do that. And I have to do the same fucking lines. I hate these lines. I draw them for Bunny all the damn time. I'm forced to draw them for Bunny because drip. Now I'm forced to draw them for them too, because drip. The things artists will sacrifice. As you can see, there's certain parts of the artistic process that I fucking despise. I despise with a fucking passion. Do I not draw them for those reasons? Sometimes. Sometimes I don't draw them because I hate them. Other times it's just because I'm obsessed with a different character. But I need to make myself obsessed with Miles and Angel right now, because if I'm not, then I won't be able to add them to my art fight. I already have added them to my art fight, but they are severely lacking in reference material, and if somebody wants to draw them, they're gonna be fucked, and I don't want them to be fucked. So, we're gonna do it like this. And then for this, we're gonna make the lines. Make the lines. And then we're gonna with the lines, make them thick. Make them thick, boy. Make them thick. And then you can do it like this. No, that looks good enough. It looks good enough. I feel like this needs to be thicker. I feel like I've made that too thin. So we're gonna fix that. Oops. Too big of a brush. Too big of a brush. If y'all are wondering what kind of brush I'm using the Shiba Pang. That's the brush I use. I wish I could make longer shorts than I'm allowed, because I would totally upload this to a short. But no, it has to be a main channel video. Main channel video. Main channel. Not main channel. That has to be like a full-length video. Which means that y'all are getting spoiled. Nobody really watches my full-length videos though, so I'm not expecting anybody to really watch this one, but on the off chance you do click on this video and you're still around, why? Thank you, but how was this entertaining? Let me know. I will do it again. Okay, I need to make the lines from which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fuck is the 5th finger? I forgot to draw on the fucking 5th finger. And if I don't draw on the 5th finger, people are gonna think this is AI. I fucking hate AI because I can't get away with doing shit like that. I can't get away with forgetting a finger. Because if I forget a finger, the fucking AI people are gonna come in and be like, is that AI? No. No, I took time on this bitch. Please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I had 5 fingers and I fucked it up. 1, 2. This finger. 2, 4, 5. This hand is gonna give me. This hand needs to pay for therapy. That's what it needs to do. It needs to pay for my therapy. I don't go to therapy. I need therapy, but I don't go to therapy. It looks good enough. Good enough. I'm not fucking with it. I'm not fucking with it. Nope. You can't make me. You can't make me fuck with it. You can't make me. I refuse. I refuse. Yeah, this is definitely gonna become my liner because I can't be bothered. Can't be bothered to do more. Trying to go through as I work and help. I don't have pressure sensitivity because I don't have one of those cool, expensive fucking tablets. I don't have one of those. So I have to make the pressure and the lined weight myself. And let me tell you, it's easy to forget. It's easy to forget. So most of my pieces end up having relatively no line variation, which kinda sucks. Kinda sucks. Man, I got complimented on my fucking hair skills, on how I draw hair, one time. One time, one person complimented me on how I draw my character's hairs. And now, how I render it specifically. And now, I'm afraid that I can never fucking change it. I can never change it now. It's staying like that. Forever. It's just staying like this forever. I'm never changing how I render my hair again. Okay, we can make their shorts come up like this, maybe? Would the belly button be showing? No. Intriguing. Okay. Their fucking pants are gonna be a problem. Their shorts, I should say, are gonna be an issue. They don't go down that far. They go down about here. Man, this is... Them and Miles. Them and Miles are like my drippiest OCs. They're probably my drippiest. They've got the drip. Why do I keep referring to it as drip? I feel like that's some kind of misdemeanor for me as a white person to be saying drip so unironically. Why does their chest look It's because I widened it. That's my bad. That's my bad. I fix. That's my bad. That's my bad. I fucked up. I was watching a video by a POC and a POC artist, and I don't know their pronouns, they were talking about like how people can be scared away from drawing people that are different just because of the fear of accidentally being racist. And they said that you can't be accidentally racist because what makes it racist is the intent. Your worst crime would be ignorance, and I really agree with that. I was, for the longest time, fucking terrified to draw black people because I was on the wrong layer there. I was terrified to draw black people because I was afraid that I was going to make some big fuck up. I was going to make this big grand fuck up, and I would never return from it. That was my fear. I'm not even fucking around with that. That was my fear. I was afraid that I'd make some big fuck up on accident because I am prone to make mistakes. Quite stupid mistakes sometimes. But I'm prone to do that. So I was afraid that I would start drawing them and then all of a sudden we'd have like a morning show incident. I think that's what those really racist depictions of black people are called. I think. I don't know. But I was hella afraid that I was going to make some kind of mistake like that, and I'd just never come back from it. No. Turns out that younger baby me was severely wrong about that, because as long as you don't pull some morning show bullshit, you should be fine. You genuinely should be fine. Because as long as you fix your mistakes when, like if a POC person came up to you and said, hey, what you're doing here is racist. Like, it's a stereotype. It's a harmful stereotype. All you gotta fucking do is fix it. That's it. You just gotta fix it. And that's not hard to do. For your own artwork, that's not hard to do. It's not hard to change one thing about your art. And you being a little racist, excluding them. It's more racist not to draw them than it is to draw them. And just own up when you fuck up. Because you may fuck up. As long as you listen to the people that you're drawing, you should be fine. And I made a comment like that under a video. I can read exactly what the comment says, so let me pull it up real quick. I made a comment and it went over pretty well on this video. It was talking about a artist trying to justify a racial stereotype and stuff like that, which I was half asleep when I wrote this, so I'd have you know my curtains are very small. What? Somebody replied to it again. Anyway, it got over 4,000 likes, and I said, I feel when you're a white artist, you have a certain responsibility to listen to POCs, especially when drawing them, as a basic form of respect. That's what I said, and I stand by that wholeheartedly. When you're drawing something and you're drawing a specific group of people, if they came up to you and said, hey, I don't like how you're drawing this because it's a stereotype, and it hurts our community, like, can you change it? It's your art, you can change it. It's not a big fucking deal. You just listen to them and you fix it. You fix your mistake. how hard is it to listen to people, and especially if you're unintentionally hurting them, listen to people and fix your mistake. It's not that hard. I'll tell you that. It's not hard at all. And I have yet to have somebody come up to me and tell me, hey, the way you draw this it's harmful. It's harmful. It hurts my community. I have nobody telling me that. Therefore, if I ever do get something like that, I'd listen. I'd be like, okay, like how should I go about fixing this, or how can I change this so it's not hurtful. I definitely want an example so I don't repeat the same mistake, and I would want a little information given it and what makes it harmful. So, like I said, I don't repeat the same mistake because I don't want to make the same mistake. I don't want to I don't want to do something like that to hurt a group of people, especially a marginalized group of people. Hey! Me ranting about this actually made me get this done. Ha 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 ha. I need to explore more with hair. I love this character so much. I need to go in and really flesh out Angel more. Angel Morgan. I feel like Angel, by the way, is a pretty gender neutral term. And I feel like that's the name that Angel picked. When making Angel for the design choices, specifically for color, there was a lot of back and forth on my part because I wanted to make a character that I would enjoy drawing. That way I would get used to drawing them more, and that's like a goal that I have with a lot of my characters. I want to make characters that I would enjoy drawing and wouldn't be like a nightmare to draw. And so far, I'm having fun drawing Morgan, Angel Morgan. Morgan is their last name. I feel like they would also go by Morgan. They don't give a shit. I feel like when making a character, the biggest goal you should have is to make them something that you want to draw. Make it something you want to draw, and you will get obsessed with it and draw it plenty. So much so to where you'll get so used to drawing it that you're gonna be like shocked. I don't know how I'm gonna make the gradient on their fucking socks. I didn't think about that. But I want to give them abs for some reason. I just feel like they'd have abs. But I also like the idea of them having a little tummy. Oh, choices. Too many choices. Should I give them pecs? I feel like that adds... Because I feel like at the moment they are very femme presenting, and I want to break that up a little bit by making them look a little bit more masked, just to balance out. I can make them have little abs. That's no big deal. That's no problem. But what I wanted to say is I like drawing gingers, and I don't have a lot of ginger characters, so I'm like, fuck it, we ball. Fuck it, we ball. We make them ginger. Fuck it, we ball. Their earring got hidden. No. I love that I also have Morgan as somebody who's not very religious, but they have a lot of crosses on their body. Like, they have a lot of crosses on their body. I can say that their design is a little bit of asymmetry because they have these belts and stuff. Intriguing. Oh, I love that. Okay, that just made their design feel amazing. E- I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Happy, happy, happy. Happy, 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 happy. Okay, they're... The black part on their shirt, I feel like, is supposed to be bigger. So we're gonna do that. And extend this part. So the black part of their shirt can be a little bigger. A little bigger. And sometimes you gotta change things as you're designing a character. Again, it's not a problem. You can always change shit. You have a design set for a character and you don't like it, you want to change it, do it. Just do it. Like that one fucking meme. Do it. Just do it. Change the thing. Change the thing. I forget that. Oh, another tip I can give people when drawing clothes specifically, everything has volume, so just making these little bump outs helps greatly with adding texture and identity to clothes. Just having these little small sections that bump out a little bit can change a lot. See, it made it look like there's little wrinkles in the clothes. And I love drawing wrinkles in the clothes. And I feel like this is more skin tight, so I'm gonna make that part stay down versus this part that bumps up. There, that gives it a little more personality. I like that. I really like that. Sometimes you find things that you really like, sometimes you don't. Mess around, play around, experiment, have fucking fun. This is so cute. Let me show you the only other two drawings I have of Angel. And that would be this one, that's their art fight profile currently. Currently it's their art fight profile, and I messed up their clothing design a lot. And then I have this one, which I call protection, because I feel like in this specific instant, somebody was harassing Angel, and Miles, their boyfriend, their loving partner, decided that they didn't like that, and they had enough. So, he was taking a stand. No, I don't want to export. I wanted to show the time lapse. I was not paying attention. At fucking... Oh. This is an example of guidelining, by the way. This is straight. And you can tell I was doing something different with my rendering and made it messy. And I love it. Look at that. Look at that. Look at my children. I did their fishnets weird. They both have fishnets on their design, and they both have crop tops because I wanted to draw more crop tops. And that's how I originally had their... Okay. Like, from afar, this piece looks amazing and detailed. You zoom in, and you find places like this, and you find that's not really detailed. The problem I have with Angel is when I'm drawing them in a certain perspective, they look blind. I mean, they are blind in one eye, but they look like they have no pupils. And I feel like that's very interesting because you kind of have to have two side profiles for them, especially with heterochromia. You kind of have to have those two side profiles. Their head's a little fat here. They got a fat head. Hold on, they got a fat head. See, look at that change. Look at that change. That looks so much better. I feel like something I struggle with in my art is making the heads too fat. That's definitely a struggle for me. The fat heads. The little cute chibi. I can make a little chibi guy right here. The chibi version of them. Okay. It's a shitty chibi, but it's a chibi nonetheless. I love drawing these stupid little guys. I love drawing the stupid little guys. Hold on. And what I mean by stupid little guys, I mean it's the circle, the boom, the boom, the boom, the boom. They're not hard to draw either. They're really cute. And they're fun. And I like drawing myself as this, like, kind of stupid little character. Because I like giving myself the hair. I give myself the hair. I give myself the neck, the body. And if you look at any of my thumbnails, I have a few thumbnails. I'm stopping at the line art because if I do any more, I'm gonna name this cunt. Because they're serving cunt. They're cunt. I don't make the rules. They're just serving cunt. You can see all my thumbnails in this right here. There was more, but this is where I go to make all my thumbnails. Let's struggle together rendering. Let's struggle together faces. Look at my stupid little face. Look at my stupid little face. My old VTuber model. And I went back to those. I need to make a thumbnail for this video. But I don't know what to make it. Usually for my drawing maps, I don't make an actual thumbnail. Oh, we'll see. We'll see. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video. Goodbye. Good day, bye.